in make or buy decision. So, make or buy decision, it is the determination of whether to produce a component or to buy it from outside supplier. So the decision depends upon the cost, and the cost of both alternatives are calculated, and alternative with less cost is to be chosen by the management. So the management has overview the tax consideration also. In many situations, income tax department provided the many deductions and exemptions for the production of new unit or relating to depreciation or any factories which are established in rural area. So in many situations, government or income tax act providing many deductions and exemptions. So now we are going to understand about the tax consideration. So in that first one, establishing a new unit. So if the decision to manufacture a part or component involves a setting up a separate industrial unit, then tax incentives available under section 10A, 10B and section 32, 80IA and 80IB should be considered. So, if a company or management decides to produce the product and it wants to establish a new unit for the production of that product, so then some tax consideration will be provided for the management. So, according to section 10A and 10B, for a new established unit for export of product, they can get 100% deduction for their product. And under section 32, depreciation allowed as an allowance on all tangible and intangible assets owned by the assessee, whether it is fully owned or partially. So this deduction is also available for the assessee. And next is section 80IA. So under this, 100% deduction of profit and gain are available if it all after 10 consecutive year. So according to section 10IA. And last one is 80IB. So here, if company is promoting any housing project, or if it is involved in any housing project, then also they can get deduction under section 80IB. So if a new industrial undertaking is established to make the product and which fulfills the conditions laid down in section 80IB and 80IC of the act, then a deduction will be allowed in computing the income of the undertaking for tax purpose. So next is export. If make or buy decision is taken for exporting goods, then here the tax incentive is available under section 80 HHC. It depends upon whether goods manufactured by taxpayer himself are exported or goods manufactured by others are exported by the taxpayers. And next is sale of plant and machinery. So if buying is cheaper than manufacturing and the assessee decides to buy parts or components for a long period of time, he may like to sell the existing plant and machinery. Tax implication as specified by section 50 has to be considered. So if a concern has surplus capacity and even decide to buy a product, it may require to sell a part of its plant and machinery. So in such a case, it may be liable to capital gain tax. And one more thing is, if the product is either manufactured or purchased, it is a capital asset. So it's then at that time its cost will not be allowed as a deduction in computing the income. And however, if the asset is such on which the depreciation is allowed, it will be allowed in both the cases, that is manufactured or purchased. So last conclusion, yeah. So it is a both the make or buy decision, and both choices have their own benefits and drawbacks. So the businesses must select the choices that supports their objective and short term as well as long term goals. Thank you.